Hi everyone, it's Anne from Curious Moon Design. Join me today while I turn these scraps of paper into a beautiful card. This one's for my friend. So if you'd like to make one in a similar style, stay with me and I'll show you the stages I went through. So we have our collage, got a sort of a pinky red hue to it, and little bits, although I've had it pressing underneath some books, little bits that need attention, some more glue. I'm going to add a bit more depth to it now, so I need some newspaper underneath. And I'm going to use these stencils. They're just odd shapes, a little bit of old-fashioned writing there. So I'll get my ink. Plus I've got some stamps that I'll use. So first of all I'm going to put some black on, just in random areas. I can use the same bit of the stencil. And then the smaller one. And then some of the writing. So I'll leave that for the moment. I might put some more of that on, but I'm going to now go to the stamp. I've got some red here. I've also got a bit of gold. And this just adds layers. Okay, so I'll carry on doing that. I'm going to put some green on, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do next. Other ways I've used collage is with washi tape. That comes out really lovely and just very, very quick to do. Just tearing off pieces, put it on card. And then I put it through the die cutting machine, made lovely frames, a feather, and these beautiful hearts. I've got a video on how I did this, so I'll link that below. And you can do so much with collage. I made these artist cards and just cut out the collage into different shapes and added them to card. It's so versatile. Okay, well the last thing I'm going to do on here, I don't know if you remember from the card, I put some lines on, and I think they're quite effective. So I did that by using some of these markers. They're metallic. I think perhaps a gold one here. I don't want squiggly lines, so I won't do all of it, but I'll just edge some of these areas, and then they'll, when we cut it up, some of them should show. But I won't bore you by doing it on camera. I'll come back when I've finished. Okay, I've put a few lines on, but I can always add to those when I've cut my images out. Now before I cut the collage up, I like to cut it into little squares. I've got one that I've done previously, and they go quite nicely on card. But I'm going to cut some letters out. So these are letters for my family and friends. They're the initials of their name, and my friend Marilyn will see hers before she gets it. So I'm just drawing a template, so I've just measured out and drawn them as best I can. I mean, they're not accurate. The J was very difficult to do. I had several attempts at it, but I'm going to cut these out now, and then I'll show you when I've cut them out of the collage. So I've cut my templates out as I was showing you. And what I'm going to do is draw around these and then cut them out so that, you know, I've got the letter already. Now I've got to remember that if I cut that out that way, it will be back to front on my actual image. So I've got to remember that letters that point in one direction or another, you have to reverse them. The H will be all right and the M will be all right. So I'll draw around those, cut them out, and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay, I've cut these out, and what I've done is just inked around the edge just to give a little bit of definition, and then actually it helps you straighten the edges if, like me, you've gone a little bit wonky, and you can just trim up and re-ink. I put a few extra gold lines on in places. I did cut this one out. I wasn't sure about the colour of that one, but I will ink it up, and so I cut another one out. So what I'm going to do now is cut out a piece of card, just plain card. I'll draw around because I just want it to stand up off the paper a little bit, just to give it some sort of presence on the paper before I stick it to a card. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll ink up again, and I'll come back and show you the finished cards, because all I will do then is stick them to some paper, and I buy these cards in with their envelopes, and I'll come back. So back again, and they're all finished now. I'm just going to flip through them. They're all on their cards, and as you see, I place them on an extra piece of card, and I put a gold line around the edge just to give it some definition, and I've done that on all of them. And I've added one of these from my die cuts. Now look away, Marilyn. I especially like that one. I love the die cut on this one. And this is a lovely anniversary one where I've combined the letters J and H. So I hope you like that little idea, and I hope it inspires you to go away and do some. They're a very enjoyable, crafty project. So thanks for watching. Do come back and join me for some crafty sewing projects and paper crafting. Bye for now, everyone. Happy crafting.